Frontier, Commander. I was wondering when you'd finally come and join us.
Welcome back, Frontiersmen. It's day 30. Going to give you guys a quick update on the account. This daily cycle is 30 days of free to play. I picked up Nixon last night, which is the free to play giveaway unit. 60 days we get Lionheart, who's an amazing little tank, and then Asphodel at day 90. One day we'll get there, just keep going. Okay, quick breakdown what we're doing. How I've spent my time and resources. First things first, I have only pulled on this guy twice, and that really wasn't me trying to pull on him. It was me just recruiting beacons, hoping I would get something, anything useful, please, dear sweet. Yeah. Anyway, we'll go ahead and pop these real quick. I only have the 6 for you today. Hopefully next time, Paracelli is actually a good unit to build. We'll talk about that in actual unit description videos, which are going to start coming here hopefully in the next 2 weeks. Yeah. How I feel about that, Rika. Anyway, Baya. Baya's good to build. You can use her in faction ops. Just a decent overall unit. Electric debuffer. Not upset to have Baya. Baya's. I don't use her on my main account, but definitely has uses. Magnolia. But while we're talking about units, don't use your blues for food. There are multiple. Oh, one more beacon. There are multiple ways to make uses of other units. Oh, another epic. Drum roll. Snapdragon. Okay, so that's a skill up. I haven't actually built the Snapdragon that I did pull since then, so that's good. I pulled 40-ish or so pulls on the Iridium card. No luck. I probably should have pocketed those and saved for another card. From here on out, I will be saving to pull on legendary cards. My hanger's not looking great. But it is getting there. You can see one thing right here, level 60s. These are all new. So as far as the level 60s go, the order that I did these in was Butcher, Salvation. What had happened while I was just pulling on the Iridium card, I pulled Quicksilver, and I instantly dropped Morale, who is here. We were using him as a tank. His Provoke doesn't work as well as a Taunt does. This guy has Taunt. Now, building him up and only getting to level 50 kind of caused me some issues. I'm able to one key this, so that's helpful to the Alliance, which there is a few spaces open in the Alliance currently. We had a few 4 or 5 day AFKs that I just removed this morning. So if you're interested, look for in a new Alliance. Frontiersmen. So anyway, one king there. We'll go ahead and run a hard one real quick. Something to keep. Oh, actually, everybody's on dispatch. I'm not gonna be able to do that. Cut that back. That's a game issue. Unfortunately, ships are not available for an hour and a half. For me to get my team out of there, I'd have to spend 50 platinum, which I quite honestly cannot afford. You can see back here, I'm sitting on a little bit. There is something I need to make clear. This is now a simulated free-to-play account. It's not truly free-to-play. No, I did not spend anything. I've been nice enough to be given a bit of energy packs directly from the dev team. Basically, I hit a point where I literally couldn't play, and they wanted me to be able to continue doing stuff. Energy only. That's all I'd asked for. And it's allowed me to continue on the pathway. So what it's done, you can see the energy packs here. Now, the total energy packs used are kind of hard to quantify, but realistically, if you're looking at the way the energy usage, 10 energy packs used is roughly like a day's worth of play. I think I've used maybe like 20 of the ones that they gave me, because there were a bunch of the other ones that would have come through from other stuff. So it's not really like I'm getting too far ahead. It's just, help me along as a content creator, being able to do stuff. That said, they made a boo-boo this week. I'm not really sure what it was. If it's still in the inbox, your inbox would have had something in here. They gave you some other energy cells and some platinum. It is what it is. The devs giveth and the devs taketh away. That's the way the games go. They had a game mode that they implemented recently for the Story Abyss, which there's a video coming on that later, where you work through this and you're given Yazid from working through these two, and you're given High End from working through these. Then what had happened is you would be able to farm any of the level 5 stage bosses. I'm not going to do it right now to see if it, I don't want it to actually cause a problem. But the Crodium boss on here, trying to farm him, you would complete one run and it would black screen. You wouldn't get your rewards. You would have to hard close out of the game and restart. That said, the rates for these they felt were dropping too much of just everything. So they went and they reduced the amount of XP credits and the drop rates of the implants that were coming from there. Personally, I think they swung a little too hard for it. It is what it is. Hopefully, they'll rebalance in another way going forward. Oh, and looky there. Hey, just in time. This was not planned, by the way. Kudos us. Oleander, you'll be able to get 2 of these for free. Or excuse me, you'll be able to get Oleander for free and R2 refit from him just by continuing to do your achievements. So 30 days in, we've worked enough achievements to get Oleander. Congratulations, us. That'll be useful at some point. This kind of just turned into a little bit of a check out Oleander stream also, just because I did not expect to have him. But you can see here his pattern. Like, it puts him dead in center, so unless you have like a tank of some kind to eat stuff for him right here, he ends up being a tank, which is fine. If you have Heliodor, he tanks as well. Most healers tank very well. I've been using Salvation to tank. So anyway, he with this right here, his hacking up, he goes really well with debuffers. And then this is his heal. You guys can check all this stuff out in the index for yourself. Let's get back into my hangar, and I'll give you an update of what I've got and what I've been doing. We were talking about dropping morale, and I went into using Quicksilver. I was asked by someone in the Discord specifically not to really use too many legendaries, simply because not everybody has them. That's the nature of the game. Not everybody's going to have the same hangar until you hit late game or very far into it, and you've pulled so hard you just have all the units, and then you farm them all up and make them all usable. You can see here I've tried to farm Sokol for her skills a little bit, and I need to go back into it and work on it some more. I'm not quite done yet, but I think this unit, even at R3, is garbage, for lack of a better word. Trying to use her, she just doesn't do damage near comparable. Yeah, she has a ramp up capability, but that ramp up just, it doesn't matter. It's not good, period. I went through and compared her skill 1 with the rest of the epic level attackers. Her skill 1 does nothing but attack, and it's at a low damage, versus, now granted, this is going to be a level 60 butcher. Well, here, it looks like a level 50 palace. You know, her skill 1, it's already double the damage, and it has a built-in heal. So yeah, already massively better. I think this is one of the original units. You know, maybe she's due up for tweaking. We'll see. So Hangar Talk, I did fuse Heliodor. Now he needs to be R2 to make use of his passive the second half, so that when he's directly damaged, basically he's gonna heal himself, is what he does for here. But he heals and cleanses debuffs off of everyone. So if you haven't yet and you're playing and you have the stuff to do it, use Heliodor. Did I just say use Heliodor? Use Heliodor. I am a little under the weather, if it's not noticeable. So if you go into recruitment, there's a fusion tab here, and now that I have another beacon, we'll go ahead and yank it. Kind of all over the place today. That's how these update videos are. We're just kind of running through on here. If you're gonna fuse anything, I would say be sure to fuse your Heliodor and Yazid. So you see Heliodor's right here across this pathway, and Yazid is under Tiger right here. You get a free Yazid in the game by doing your 1 through 10. You see here, I'm actually on pace to actually create one of these. I actually look on here, I can't do one. I could get him almost there and definitely there. So fusing to get Heliodor, his R2, is very beneficial. There's been quite a bit of talk about this page having some work done to it. I don't know if they're going to redo all of these or just do a new unit for a limited time. Remains to be seen what's going on. I would say if you want any of these units and you have the ability to do so, you do it because these are one time only. I do that with the caveat of saying if you fuse these units down here, you will not be able to fuse your epics. This is a good discussion of where using your epics and even your blue quality units gets used later. So you guys have seen part of the 7 things video doing your faction ops every day, right? So today is Mars. So what would happen is when you go and do your squad leaders, say you're on the Mars faction, Marauder faction is what we're going to look at because it's the first one. To power up this squad leader, once you've earned it by completing level 4, you then have to, I can show you on my main account here. So what you would have to do, like I know the house faction here, I have to feed this thing 4 legendary units or 5 legendary units, which would have to be duplicates to be able to power this up farther. I did feed 1 tiger and 2 duplicate loses to be able to get this level of upgrade because 7.5% out damage is kind of huge. I'm not really too worried about the 20 speed. Like if that doesn't happen, that's fine. But again, when you're working on your squad leaders, so go back here, I think, yeah, so like this guy here, this is for the Atlas faction. I'm not worried about starting with the shields, but I also don't have the units to feed anyway. I would need 20 total duplicates, and I think I have 13 units total, or 16. Yeah. So you see, I would have to have more dupes, and I just don't have them. So be very mindful. Don't use your blue units for food. I actually did early on, but I don't recommend that gameplay unless you're summoning thousands of blue beacons like I was. Yeah, don't do that. do as I say, don't do as I do. So as far as progression within gameplay, I have worked on the campaign mode. There is a incursion up right now. I'm into Nightmare. I've just barely cleared into it. So remember 2 weeks ago or so, I made a video about my wall in Brutal, or not, yeah, it was in Brutal 9.5. Well, Brutal 9.6 ended up being like a 2 or 3 day wall as well too. I had to tweak and do some things on there to get through it. Now the current wall has been working through here in 3. Ultimately, I believe the problem was my tank getting smack daddied. He would just die just because he's blue and like some trying to tank. So he taunts, right? And so like these guys taunting in these chemical attackers would just smack him too hard. And also, so if you're looking on here, just on his gear, like I did go ahead and like boost up his gear, but it's not the best kind of stuff. Like this is what you get early game dealing with a bunch of blue quality gear. So if you excuse American Airlines flying over in the middle of the video outside, apparently the wind is set properly. It's landing day over top of my house. Going into the battle screen, so we're talking about that. Abyss, I've not continued past what you've seen on the video series. I will continue pushing on there. Bounties. Bounties, we've been making a little bit of headway. Now that I just made Quicksilver level 60 last night, I think that'll be the difference in me pushing through into 10 up here. I don't think he's necessarily going to help on the Elune bounty, which is also 9, I believe. Yeah, so it's 9. It's kind of been 9 across the board. I'm not doing a bunch of mama. I'm not playing with any hackers, but again, level 8, I could probably get through this now. I'll have to try these again. And truth be told, I probably should have tried all of these before starting to record the video. But you can see I've done 10 on Colosso. So that's where we are right now, is basically just about the same. Like I think on the last video I was sitting around 7s and 8s, so I've made a little bit of progress. But that's the way it goes, guys. Incremental progress on free to play is what's going to happen. The big thing is just keep logging in, doing your daily rewards, hit your alliance, do your check-in, get the free energy, hit your vault, get the free stuff from the vault. I'm going to have to pop back over here within the next hour or so when those dispatches start wrapping up and I start getting my units back. I have opened up some other dispatches. These are just gateway based on leveling and game progression. They'll come, don't sweat it. and collect a little bit of thing. We're not even necessarily worried about this stuff here. There will be a video coming at some point talking about crafting. As it stands right now, my recommendation, don't bother. Until you know you're getting the pieces to make actual legendary pieces of gear, to where you can use like these pieces as well, the boosters. Don't bother. What you're going to get from these, they're going to cost you, especially if you're making a legendary piece of gear, 100,000 credits, which if you're early game and free to play, credit starvation is real. It's right up there along with your equipment starvation, your EXP starvation. It's a grinder game. Like, you're just going to have to grind, period. So, but that said, when you can get the boosters filled in, and you can make sure you're getting the substats that you want, my recommendation is do the top row pieces of gear and shoot for those. Build you a few of those, like for your healer, getting a heal set. That if you can get a couple of subs on there that are going to be nice, say you have an epic or legendary crafted, getting those 5 and 6 star pieces of gear out of that guaranteed is going to be very nice for you, because your access to higher end gear right now is going to be quite low. So those might be difference making for you. I have yet to do anything, and I'll have a video on this. You can see. Oh, yeah, here, engineering points. I've yet to do anything with my engineering points. You still see some sitting on 2,000. I'll do a video on this later on. The premise of that will be picking out your most useful stats. Attackers, obviously, attacking and crit power. Defenders, obviously, it's going to be defense and HP. Supporters, defense and HP as well. And then debuffers, hacking and attack. So that's the premise of the video. We'll discuss further about it, how you get those. It comes from playing Arena. But yeah, that's where my progression's at. I'm probably a little ranty on this. It is just kind of a free sit down and let me show you things version of this. So we went through the bounties, PvP, silver 5, it's whatever. You just get what you take. I did get into gold 2, and then I just get smacked even by my own account. Like I felt it funny. At one point in time, the free to play account here was in gold 2, and my main account, which I don't know where it's at currently, was also, like, I'm in gold 5, but my main account was also sitting in gold, or in gold 2 at the same time. The season had just refreshed. It was just there. Anomalies, all the anomalies are still sitting 8 and 9. That's pretty standard. Like I said, having a new tank built up, it's probably going to be pushing into 10s. Dispatches, faction operations, most of the faction operations you can still see in here, I have no stars around. There's only a couple of them that I can really do and get into, and that's fine. Just on the days these pop up, go in there. Now, it's been announced by the lead game designer that these are going to change. What's going to happen is you'll get 2 of these open for 48 hours or at a time, I believe. There'll be 2 open at a time. You'll be able to pay 1,000 platinum to keep up a specific one open. Like, if you know, hey, it's a weekend, I got all day to play. There's some changes coming to this to make it a little bit more accessible. More accessible is always a good thing, right? So yeah, little things coming from the dev side of things, like that. Like I said, that was posted in the Faction Ops channel, I think 2 or 3 days ago. Like I said, if anybody has any questions on here, definitely drop them down in the comments and let me know, see what you have to say, and I'll reply back to you as quick as possible. That's kind of where the account is at right now. Next plan of attack is, now that I have my tank up to level 60, next plan is to continue pushing the commander's pathway. So I'll go and check this. I'll work on, I don't think I'm going to get this, so this is going to be a hang up here. This Fenry 12 is, excuse me, not even Fenry 12. All of the level 12 bounties, that's when you're pushing into, okay, this is the mid game, and this is the farming grind. And I assume I'm farming Fenry 12 for a month, get some gears, get some stuff, do level 12 the rest of them, and continue pushing through. Because you see the follow-up for that is 13 on Elun Nephila. And it's just, it is what it is. Like, it only gets harder. Here's another 12 of a thing. So this is do a last stage of anomaly. Then you got 13 there, another 12, another 12. Some of these you complete naturally, like fully upgrade skills of an epic unit. You may have already done that. Play 50 arena battles. You should have done that if you've been playing for 10 days, or 20 days, and you're just doing your 5 a day. Yeah, so and then your final deal on here, get 2 stars on the brutal 210 stars. By the time you get to this, you're gonna roll through brutal campaign with a full squad of level 60 ships. You probably have multiples outside of your squad, because you're working on this stage is going to use different units than this stage, which is going to be using different units than this stage. So yeah, you'll have probably 8 or 10 level 60 ships, and there may be some. Say you're using a purifier and it's doing the job at 50, that's fine. But by the time you get to where you're working for this legendary beacon, which I think is kind of the goal for maybe month 2, we'll just softly put that out there. This is the goal for month 2 is to earn this beacon. And maybe it goes straight into Lionheart. I don't know. We'll see. Or not that. Maybe the refit goes into Lionheart. Hopefully by then we have something better. There is a legendary unit 50/50 pool upcoming. I do not know what the unit is yet. Probably get noise about that middle of the week. We'll start hearing some, something spoken about. I believe they've said the next battle pass I think is Sentinel, which that's the case. Absolutely get the battle pass. Truth be told, I might even ask here, am I allowed to get the battle pass? Because if so, getting Sentinel kind of changes the dynamic of the game. But y'all tell me how true to free to play y'all want me to stay. I will say the biggest annoyance of free to play is your VIP level. Getting to only run 10 of anything at a time is absolutely infuriating. Now, spending a little bit on here doesn't greatly jump your minimum battles. What really would is doing your packs, the bit licenses and credit licenses, getting these extra 15 runs. This just makes your farming a little bit easier. Absolutely get these if you're going to spend any money. I'm running through their standalone launcher, so it doesn't look like I can buy these. These are definitely purchasable on mobile, and on Steam you actually have to buy these each month. If you do it through mobile, it just automatically goes and stays active. I as much as I'd like one of these, I don't think it's going to be necessary. Go forward. Probably this one here, as much as I'm, EXP starved, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you want to do as far as the account. If I'm allowed to get a battle pass, if I'm, if y'all don't want me to get the battle passes, it's up to you guys. That kind of stuff. The fan creation stuff that's directed by you guys. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, hit me up anytime. Try to answer best of my ability. And we'll see you guys for sure on day 30. And then you'll obviously be seeing other progression videos because I've got some abyss to go farm.